But you know, we won't be the same without it.
Yeah.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
How has life been for you and for me since we became friends?
Oh.
And I feel like I want to go deep into it, but I feel like we shouldn't give them this answer until we go to the next episode.
Okay.
So they're gonna have to stay locked in.
There they are. Because
life and life.
Life been lifing. It's been lifing. You know, whew, millennial and Gen X together.
Right? I just now started identifying as a millennial. I thought I was Gen X and Gen Z. I was so confused.
No.
So I'm a millennial then?
Yeah, you're a millennial.
Because I'm like, I'm just a black woman trying to make it. I got all these
Basically,
terms,
that's it, right.
But the terms do fit though.
They fit. But
where did you get Gen X from though?
Yeah.
Why X?
I don't know. You asking the wrong person. I'm just following.
Sorry.
DJ Emotion.
So let's talk about how life has been for us since becoming friends.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear your perspective.
Oh, you sure?
Oh, Lord. I'm ready. You know, I stay ready.
You know what? To be honest, because I am transparent. For me, being with someone like you, the energy, the confidence, and so forth, sometimes it would put me back, like question myself. Because when you get of a certain age, you start thinking about your life. Like, dang, I wish I was that confident when I was her age, type of deal. You know, and it's not jealousy or anything like that. It has you thinking like, what would I have been like if I was this confident, if I was, you know, if I could kick down the doors or be demanding. So I think for me, being friends with you, it has taught me, you know, a lot. It has taught me how to be just that bold person without apology. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I was raised to be so humble, you know, and it's just like, well, they didn't mean to hurt my feelings. They didn't the whole time.
Yeah, they did.
You know?
Yes, she did.
Because I was always the nice one, you know, even out of the family, I'm always the nice one, right? And it's funny because my sister, they would bully me in the sense, and when I say bully, like, they'd be like, you gotta stand up, like, you know, and I'd be like, I am, and so they would fight for me, or, you know, like literally. And it wasn't until I met my husband, he'd be like, if you gonna keep crying, that's on you.
That's some real Taurus talk right there.
And I was like, so you ain't, he said, no. He said, you keep allowing the stuff to happen. And I'd be like, okay. And my sister would tell me, and all of my good friends, they would tell me the same thing. They'd be like, Trinette, you keep allowing it to happen. And then I had to sit back and look at that thing. So when I met you, I was like, okay, that's what the boldness looks like, you know? So, I admire you. I admire you. You know, sometimes the whole women, when people say, when I hear women talk about they can't have relationships with other women, that was never my problem. You know what I'm saying? Because God gave us each a gift. And you just have to, you take that good and you take the positive and you keep it moving. So for me, I admire you, you know. It's like, boom, she kicking down the door, so, you know. And you know, you feisty, you know.
Am I really?
Oh, girl, you feisty.
You know what though, but for real though, like, I don't honestly see myself as feisty.
Really?
I truthfully
really?
don't.
Okay.
I feel like people think I'm feisty, but if you can hear what's in my head,
Yeah.
I know how much I'm holding back. So
really,
that's an interesting thing to hear. Like I really don't think I'm,
wow.
because I think I know where it could go and where I used to take it.
Okay.
And that's just interesting. Like I really don't feel like I'm feisty.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I would even say, in becoming your friend, now, what's the word for? I've become more steady in spirit.
Okay.
Like, my business side, like my woman being feminine and those things, and moving with grace. Yeah. And then not being so quick to. Yeah. Because you know we have plenty of conversations. Like being your friend. One, I feel like it's a responsibility in friendship. When you're connected to somebody, like you can't just be wilding out. So I feel like your friendship has me in a certain place where I know I have like grade A women around me, so it keeps me in check. And then sometimes it can be hard being real, because you know, running a business and then being friends and being in situations where women don't know how to separate the two when it's time. You showed me that it actually can be done. And that it's okay to be strong, like even when it doesn't look like you're being strong. And then just you having that spiritual insight to things, because you know we're in a media industry and a lot of things are very carnal. And so I can have certain conversations with some people, but then sometimes when I need to get to the root and be like, this is what's on my heart, you've always given me a safe space so I can be like, okay, you know, bump them, you know, it's okay. But, and sometimes like you just need a friend to validate that you're not tripping. And I think ever since our first conversation, you've always been a person, no, you're not tripping. So you've always kind of been like you know, say grace and mercy follow you. It's like you know you have certain people like just in that back corner. And then it's taught me how to be a friend, because times when I feel like you may lose faith in what you do, I feel like it's my responsibility to be like, no, keep going. Because when we first started this journey and working together, you waited for me to start, you know, the radio station one-on-one. So it was like, you know what? It's like sometimes I feel like I owe it to you, and then sometimes it's like, okay, Chelsea. So it's been a bouquet of flowers. You never know what you're gonna get. Sometimes it might feel like a thorn, sometimes it feel like a rose, but it's a bouquet that I wouldn't trade for the world. So don't steal that. Do not steal my.
That makes me feel good. It does, because it, you know, sometimes you question your friendships and you question the connection, you know, and in this stage of my life, everything, like I said, everything I'm connected to has to have a purpose, you know, and so I'm so blessed and thankful to have you.
Because you know I used to be thug and other
you know, so when I met you now, you would know.
Look, now you know you saw me at the pool party on top with my fanny pack on and a mic in my hand.
But it's okay though, you know, because that's part of growth, you know.
I think I always felt like if I show her who I am, you know, she may not like me. Like I remember one time, and I'll say it's on camera, we did our little baby D thing, and they had the infused lemonade, and I remember you sat next to me like a little person in rehab, and I will never forget, it was so hot outside, and I had a little buzz, and I just couldn't get it out. Like I was, you know, I was feeling good, and I just remember you sitting next to me like a auntie, and I remember looking at you and saying, I'm so glad you sitting next to me, because I ain't got it in me right now. I felt like rehab, and we were just sitting out there in the front, and I would never forget, because I was really jacked up, and I was like, thank God she sat next to me, because I felt like you were my guardian angel that could talk me through my buzz, because I wasn't making it. I was not okay that day.
Listen, that's funny. Well, listen, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you have a vision for yourself, your family, your personal relationships, and business? If not, why? Or if you do, I want to know, because you know I'm all about that vision.
Well, you know, I'm a visionary. I have several visions. I think that to be successful, you can't have just one. You gotta have 7 streams. Same thing with vision. My vision is to be fully the person that God has called me to be. I do plan on being the next Kathy Hughes / Oprah.
Yes.
I'm not dialing back to that. And I do believe that one day God's gonna give me a family, kids, and good credit, even better credit, like those things. And my vision is just, I've always lived by the quote, speak your truth even if your voice shakes. And my first book was Consequences of Truth. So my vision is really just to show people, like, you don't have to be silent about how you feel. People may not like it sometimes. Sometimes it may feel like you say it out of place. But it's sometimes you just got to get it out. And so my vision is just to be that woman that walks in a room or any space, and I'm not to be played with. I'm not to be second guessed. I'm not to be you can underestimate me, but my vision is to really own my power throughout everywhere in my life, because I feel like I've ran from it so much. Like you said, when you go up in a church, humility is king. But then you learn as you get older, it's a time and a place. And being humble don't mean being quiet. It don't mean being weak. It just means my approach is gonna be a little bit different. So my vision is really to get to share with the world who I am, what I have to say, what I have to bring, and to change the lives of other women that want to do media too. That's really, really and then to heal the inner Chelsea in everything I do. Like, I like that. Every piece of what I do feels like I'm healing that 5-year-old that didn't get this, or that 7-year-old that didn't get this. Like, and it's stuff that I didn't realize that was gonna happen, but a part of my vision is to really, really just heal wholeheartedly, and be happy with myself. Like, people can look at me and think, oh, she got all together, and da-da-da. But those that have it the most together, we go through so much keeping it together. So I just want people to know, like, I'm not no joke at the same time. I'm human like anybody else, but I'm just not gonna give up. I'm just not gonna do that. So what about for you? I like that. You've had some milestones. You've seen a lot. You was at Freaknik. Man, you admit.
I love them. With that, let me take a.
Go ahead, take a little sip.
Let me take a little sip.
Shout out to Hulu.
Listen.
Were you scared when that documentary came out?
Nah, I wasn't scared. I tell people my college days were just that. That's where I learned people, and I learned who I, was becoming. And, you experience life. That's what it was. And for me, my vision is always to help the next person, help the next woman, Like I tell all of my nieces, and that have fun, enjoy life. However, be sure to understand that the decisions you make, they're gonna have some consequences, whether they're good or bad. But, and those are life lessons. So, hey, I had fun at all the Freakniks. I sure did. Your auntie was out there, honey.
So how did all that? Well, I mean, it's interesting because I now want to hear your vision for your life, because you've seen a lot of things.
I have. What a lot of people don't realize that I've been through a lot. Like, when I say a lot, and I take every trauma, every tragedy, and I learn from it. Doesn't mean that I did not go through the depression or the self-doubt, all of this. It means that I push forward. It's like, I talk to God, I'm like, okay, God, I'm not understanding why I went through this, but obviously there's a vision that you have for me. And so I have a vision for each area of my life, from my relationships to business to my personal. And I know vision boards are huge.
They doing them on Canva now. That ain't a real vision board.
Listen, I tell people all the time, for me, I've learned over time vision, how to create the visions now, But when we first started, we good, cutting out the magazines,
pictures,
everything, pasting them up there. But God helped me to learn how to create it. So now my vision is what He wants, and I like ask God, what is that you want from me in my personal life? What is it that you want from me in my marriage? What is it that you want from me in my business? I literally just had to rededicate my business back to God. And that was because I was losing sight of I'm trying to chase the dollar because I felt like my time was running out, or like I've been at this thing for so long, when? And I felt myself spiraling out, because things were starting to happen. Life was happening again. And I'm just like, God, I can't do this no more. Like, I'm tired. tired. Like I done lost money on top of money, and I ain't talking about no $100.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so I had to recreate that vision for the business and rededicate it back to God. So now it's like, Lord, what is it that you want me to do? What is your vision for my life? So I've learned to turn everything around and literally give it back over to him. Because my vision, I'm supposed to be a millionaire by now.
I feel you on that. A whole lot.
I'm supposed to be a millionaire by now. You know, I'm supposed to be the wife with at least one child. I'm supposed to be all these other things. But it's like, what is it that God wants me to be? So that's been the vision for me in the last 5 years, but this past year, God is like, I need you to get refocused and give it back to me. And that's what I've been doing.
It's important that you said that because like refreshing your vision is something I feel like we don't talk about a lot.
Yeah, we don't.
But then I will say in friendships, when I look at you, when I look at the station, like that's my reinforcement every day. You know, seeing the people that believe in the vision that really want to go. But then I understand because in my mind I thought I was gonna be married with kids and this and this and this. And here I am on my Oprah tip, and I'm like, this wasn't the plan. But then I sit back and I'm like, but I kind of see why you did it this way, just a little bit. You know, it's not fun in the low moments.
It's not.
It's heavy, but the vision is not for the weak.
Listen,
it's not for the weak.
It's not because your vision looks crazy to everybody.
Everybody, even you sometimes.
It does.
Especially you.
Listen, when God told me that I needed to leave my job.
That was a big thing.
Oh my God. Like literally, I spent an entire year in prayer and fussing with God. I'm like, God, what? You want me to leave? No. So that vision, it's not gonna look right to everybody. You know?
That's true.
So
I mean, that's how I felt with the station.
Yeah.
Like I honestly didn't even mean to go that fast.
Yeah.
I was honestly just throwing out an idea, and I ain't expect the Lord to be like, okay, wait a minute. You could have gave me some parameters for it. So, but I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So, and I think we can both kind of answer this. So, how do we keep ourselves grounded personally and within any personal relationships and keep it all in a healthy place? What is our system? What's yours?
You know what? That's a good question. For me, the system is a day-to-day system for me right at this present moment because I was such that routine person, and I'm in the pivoting stage of the pivoting season. So I've had to shift some things. I've had to pivot, but I'm grounded in God, and so that makes it easier. So it's like, even in my relationships, it's like God has shown me it's okay. I just need you to keep it moving. You know, it's not gonna look like this, or this is just temporary. You know, and He's also had to bring me back to say, who are you doing this for? Are you doing it for the people, or are you doing it for me? You doing it for yourself? Doing it for me? Seemed like you're trying to do it for everybody else.
Yeah.
And so I had to step back with that, you know, and so that's how I stay grounded in God's word.
Okay.
You know, going back to His promises for me, you know, and just really honing in, like, this is for me. It ain't for nobody else. Like, literally, it's not for anybody else. So you have to stay,
tunnel vision?
The tunnel vision, where they say you put
the horse blinders
blinders on. That's where I am. Like, literally, I can't look to the left, to the right. I have to stay focused.
Yeah.
You know, so. Yeah.
I like
what
that.
What about you?
So I was talking to a friend today. We were talking about when an eagle fights any of its prey. It doesn't fight with the prey. It takes the prey all the way up to where the prey can't breathe in an altitude that it can't exist in. And then, like when a crow attaches itself to an eagle, because it's too high, the crow falls off and dies. When a snake tries to get an eagle, same concept. So for me, my system is I take it up. I think because I spend a lot of time being single, just being transparent. When I'm done with like the heaviness of life, being able to spend a lot of time with myself and not being interrupted. And even as a single woman, not sleeping with nobody that's causing me bad juju, bad energy, taking on anything, not having to worry about the stresses of dating, he's gonna call me or not. Being in my single space is my system. Because I can't imagine, some days I can't imagine being in a relationship and then when I have to have conversations like, is he gonna be okay? So being in my little bubble and learning how to touch without absorbing is a big thing for me. I feel like I'm learning that now, how to, I can do something, I can step away from it. But my system overall is a lot of time spent by myself. A lot of time just in my head. And I really didn't realize that until now that I spent so much time together, but that's my creative space, and everything I thought of in my quiet time has come to pass. But when I was in a relationship or when I was dealing with people or moving in certain circles, I couldn't accomplish any of it. I know you've seen it plenty of times, like if you're attached to somebody that isn't good for you, your plans are not gonna, prevail because of the things around you. Same with friendships. So I feel like well, I'll say this, God has blessed me to have women like you in my business. So my friendships used to always be a problem for me.
Really?
I have struggled for a long time with female friends. It was never my specialty. I don't have friends in high school. I have one friend I still talk to, but I never had that girl group. God, I feel like in this season, God is allowing me to meet women and people that I can be friends with, that I can do business with. So, staying in that space and making myself available, and then not available at the same time is really kind of what keeps me. It keeps me sane.
Can I be honest with you? That was one of my frustrations with you. Because I could see that.
Oh Lord.
I'm like, she is longing for friendship, and I want her to understand everybody ain't your friend.
Nah.
And I saw that, and that would frustrate me about you, because I saw other people trying to attach themselves to you, and you would gravitate because you would see the good in them, and then they'll turn around and do something, and I'd be like,
she ain't see it coming.
No, and I'd be wondering, let me show you because again, that comes from me being older, and it's like I've been there, done that, but I also knew that you had to learn on your own. And to be honest, that's one of my prayers for you. That was always one of my prayers, and still one of my prayers to have you surrounded by that girlfriend tribe that's genuine and sincere. So I'm glad you're coming into that.
I'm glad to be in that space because you did see it. Like, when I started Women Are Dope, I did it because I wanted friends, but then I now understand that the friends I wanted is a friend I had to become. Then I was able to recognize this person, they not moving like me, and I'm moving like this, so you can't be my friend because friends don't do that. That I can attest to. So of course we're getting a little deeper. Because friendship is a really sensitive topic. I think we gotta take a break on this one because I'm a little sensitive about it. That's a touchy subject for me. So
I can imagine. It is.
It is.
I've been there, done that.
It is a very So I feel like I need a little minute to kind of woosah. Because that's a pain point that I've actually been working on. But I feel like we can go better, like more into it. Like if I just kind of take a minute. So.
Well, let's do this.
Okay, I need to sip some music.
All right.